We'll see.
I want to see.
Questions for the players? Go ahead, Gino.
Blake, coach was talking about your plays behind you. How much did you lean on that, especially down the stretch when you had to have that touchdown?
It's just what we do. It's not just me. I think that's been a narrative this year, but it's just the whole team doesn't flinch, and it's our identity. I've said that a few times tonight to different people, but over a course of the season, we can bounce back as much as we have and get punched in the face and take your losses and come back. It's just a testament to all of these guys as a whole and the leadership of every single player on this team.
Can you talk about the turnovers in the first half, the fumble, and then I know you're trying to pull the ball back when you're throwing.
Which one are we talking about? There's the one fumble right at the end of the half, the first half one.
Well, the both turnovers.
That was the second half. Okay, so you're just talking about all the. You just want to talk about all of the turnovers? Okay, we'll just talk about. Yeah, we'll just call them all. Yeah. The first one's unfortunate. Just trying to go to a different read. Ball sort of slipped out. And then the second one is just on me. A guy like Eli is going to catch anything that's a well thrown ball. It was not a well thrown ball. So the defense made a great stop, picked us up, picked me up, and so just grateful for everybody. So gets away from you, and just thankful for everyone that picked us up.
Eli, you're blocking at the goal line. Ball comes out. Can you kind of take us through what you see in that moment and how you even found the ball?
So that's probably the last thing you want to see on the 1 yard line as you turn around and the ball is just bouncing behind you. I was blocking down and I thought he had pushed in and kind of out of my peripheral I saw it going behind me, and I think it's every football player's natural instinct that nothing else matters and you got to go get on that ball. So that's what happened, and I was lucky enough to just be able to get on it.
2 plays later, between you and Blake, did you know, Blake, that you're going to Eli in this stretch?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to go to him? Talk about like an all-time Navy legend, right? You're going to be talking about Eli Heidenreich for years and years and years, and to cap off this career with that play to win this game, I don't think I don't think a player could ask for a cooler career than what he's done to break all these records and then to win the Army-Navy game his senior year. It's amazing.
It was funny in the huddle. So the play that we ran has 2 seams, and he has the option to pick between the seam on each side. And I was like, "Are you coming to me?" He's like, he gave me the funniest facial expression in the huddle. He's like, "Dude, come on!" Like obviously, and it was funny seeing. I thought that they would drop an outside backer or a linebacker to maybe bracket me a little bit or something of that nature, but they spun both those guys down, and you saw his touchdown.
Yeah, so all 3 of you, you have that first drive of the game that it's kind of clockwork, and then Army answers, and then you have to punt. And Coach Newberry was saying in this game that almost feels like a turnover, just the way that the first half teams were holding serve and possessing the ball. What kind of held you up in that? Obviously you had the 1 turnover, but what held you guys up in the middle of the game and prevented you from running the offense the way you wanted after that first drive? And what do you think changed toward the end?
Sometimes you're trying to figure stuff out and what's going to work, and you have a game plan. You don't want to ever abandon that. So you want to see what's going to fit, what they're doing to stop certain things, and I think it was a little bit of an adjustment. Some bad decisions by our quarterback, being an idiot, and then once that happened and we got our footing in the second half, it was just us doing our stuff, just playing our game.
Dave Preston and then Jim.
Question for all 3. What does it mean to win the CIC? What does it mean to beat Army again?
I think it means a lot. I just think it's a testament to our class and what we've been through. It's good to get 2 in the win column in this game, but really just I think that game epitomizes our team, like Blake said, just overcoming adversity is what we're all about, right? Whether, we play a team like Memphis or Tulane and we're outnumbered, outmatched, the underdog, or, we're down in a game and we find a way to win. I think that it's a great way to go out for our class and our team, so.
If either Alex or Eli, you're down 9, you're down multiple possessions in the second half. What's the confidence level knowing that number 11's in the huddle and you're going to probably drive you down for a winning touchdown at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unparalleled, to say the least. And you have a guy like Blake and what he's able to do with the ball, and right, everything goes to crap on a play, and he makes a play, right? It's a 3rd and long, and he'll convert on a scramble, right? It's just he's been doing that his whole career here, and just over the years, I think we've just put our whole trust into him, and it's just it's great to have him on our side, to say the least, and it's awesome. So
Yeah, I think overall, just his presence on the offense it's felt by everybody, and how calm he is it's felt by everyone, and then they're able to go out and play that way as well. So I think that there were some times in this game where some people would be freaking out, and it was never the case with our offense, and it all starts with him. Everyone looks up to him.
Blake's going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. Everyone does. And the way he's able to handle that and kind of get everybody else going, right? You see guys with their heads down and, what's going on. They kind of a wide-eyed look, and he's just so calm, cool, and collected all the time. And he's going to own up to his mistake and then move on from it. And I've never seen that someone like a leader like him. So.
Question for all three of you. This is another example of this game of you guys battling through adversity and really persevering after being down in the game. Kind of talk about that bond, that relationship that you guys have in that locker room that allows you to really see any lead as not insurmountable and something that you guys can win against.
Yeah, I think it goes back to our brotherhood, and it's kind of insulting, to hear other teams throw around the term, say that they're a brotherhood. Meanwhile, they're bringing in 20, 30 guys in a portal. Guys are leaving. Guys are getting paid more than other dudes. Like, this team is truly a brotherhood, from, the alumni to the plebes. And what we go through, right? It was a message that we had all week, right? 97% of, of what you're going to put into this game has already been done. Right, 97% of the work's already been done. It's what's that 3% at the end, and so that 97% is our foundation. It's our base. It's who we are as a team, and it's that resiliency. It's just that brotherhood, the bond that we all have to, from what our senior class, especially for the first 2 years, just sort of taking our stumbles and being able to become the first team in Navy history to win, 10 games back-to-back seasons. I think it's just to tell the character of this class.
Can you talk about the fumble that was not a fumble? I mean, that was a pretty alert play to be able to snatch the ball out of midair and then reach it forward, which was dangerous, but it worked.
It popped out.
Yeah.
It popped straight up in the air. I caught it.
On like the third
Third
and
down.
short.
Yeah.
And then he reached it behind his head and put it on the ground. And they ruled it a fumble, but it wasn't. Once we saw the replay, we saw that you hit the ground with it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew. It was a second of like, oh, crap. I mean, he put his helmet right in the ball. It was just a great play. I mean, they got great linebackers. That's why they're the team captains. And, yeah, it just bounced right back up, That's how the football goes. Some days it bounces back to you. Some days it doesn't. Thankfully it bounced back to us today.
Blake, you gave a little wave goodbye to the Army sideline there at the end. What was just the raw emotions you felt after that final play, and was it what you were kind of expecting it to be or something different?
Yeah, I mean, they want to talk all their crap during the game and act like they're so tough. The excuse last year was that they played a conference championship game before us, and then this year we'll see what it is. But I just think it's, the disrespect we sort of felt, the entire time I've been here from them. Just comments made, just dumb. And then they want to talk all their crap during the game, and then at the end of the game act like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It's like, yeah, you've had it coming. And so just, saying goodbye, capping off another CIC win. They can go and work on it again. Whatever the date of the game is next year, they'll put that on the back of their jerseys.
For Alex and Eli, so with the way your high school career ended, and I know you've got a game left here, but with the way this game went, what does it mean to accomplish this together again?
It's awesome, and just to kind of take a step back and think about where our relationship started, all the way back playing against each other in first and second grade, to thinking about where we are now, finishing off our 4th Army-Navy game, with a win. It's pretty incredible. So to put it in perspective, you really have to take a step back. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, just super grateful for a guy like him. I think it's obviously a special situation. I don't think a lot of guys go through high school football together, a team game, and get close like we did, and then get to take it to the next level. But I've just been able to lean on him, and obviously this place is hard. That's obvious, and to be able to lean on him and go to him with my problems has been super special. So just grateful for it. I think it's not everyone gets a friendship like I do in Eli. So.
Alex, on the goal line fumble, did you actually get your hand on the ball after?
So I've been talking to the defensive coaches. Hopefully they, try me out on defense against Cincinnati. I just went to tackle the guy. It was obviously a quarterback sneak, and I wasn't worried about the ball. And Blake, I guess, saw it pop out. Obviously, he was carrying it and said, "Get on the ball, get on the ball." And then I looked to my left, and there it is. And I thought maybe I could get there first, but the defender picked it up, and I just tried to tackle him. I guess my hand got on the ball, or I don't know, maybe just dropped it. But then I saw Eli, and I was in shock. I mean, it was just a bang play. It was two yingers, kind of going trying to get the ball. So
Gritty.
You definitely hit it.
Hey guys, congratulations. A lot of people want to ask you, about your growth and how you guys have changed as players, but I'm curious what you think about Coach Newberry's growth and how you've seen him change as a head coach in the past few years.
Yeah, I think he would probably be the first to tell you that it was a very quick change after an era of having a coach that had coached here for, how long was Coach Ken here?
Coach was, so 2008.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
long time. He was there for a long time, and to be able to, when you take over a program like that, right? They have their foundation, they have their base, but it was how was he going to put his identity on our program, and not just be taken over from a legend. And so, I think that the staff that he has brought in as well has rivals any staff in the country. One of the best strength coaches in the country that he brought in, and just how he carries himself and sets the example for our team. One of the most humble leaders I know. And it's just, we're really excited to be able to do this for him. Yeah, he deserves it.
anything else for the offensive guys? One more right here.
Eli, Alex, fellow Yins are here. So
Yeah.
now that your naval career on the gridiron is coming to an end, are you guys hoping it leads you back home to Pittsburgh at some point later on through your naval career?
I think it would be hard to with the military. It's just, you never know. It's not necessarily up to you where you get to move and live to. But I would like to one day go back. I think just the way it develops people like Eli and I think Western PA is nothing to be trifled with, obviously. I think it's a hidden gem, right? I think these coaches have finally figured that out. We got a couple Pittsburgh guys on the team, but just a lot of good communities, especially out Lebanon. And I talk about that a lot, just very close-knit and supportive of, everyone who goes through and graduates from there. I could talk about the school districts and the housing and stuff like that, but it's just a really cool place, and I would love to one day maybe move back there. So
The easy answer, I'll answer for both of them, is we'll just call up the Pittsburgh Steelers and get these guys there.
package deal.
Package deal. That's the easiest way to get them back to Pittsburgh, for sure.
Anything else for the offensive guys? All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
What you did defensively in the second half, you really shut them down, held them to 3 points. I mean, you had to help your offense come back. You were down by 9 points, and you did what you had to do.
Yeah, no doubt. I think our defensively we had to adjust. We had to make some adjustments. We had to lock into what our jobs were. Coach Volker, he called a great game, the entire game, but we just had to go out and execute. So we came together as a defense at halftime, and we did what we had to do. So.
Philip, can you talk about your interception? I mean, I think that was probably the game-changing play, really.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying all thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That play was electric, pure passion, pure joy after coming up with the interception, but it wouldn't have even been possible. You look at the replay and Landon is rushing his tail off so I could get out and sail out and go get a pick. It's a reflection of our team. Coach Volk stressed it all week. Like, if we're a man and your man is blocking, go make a play, eject out, see what you can do, and we just put it on tape.
To any of you guys, I mean, once the turnover margin started going against your team, what was the urgency to make a play happen and maybe try to get the ball with a pick or with a fumble?
Yeah, there's always an urgency, right, to get turnovers. That's something, especially in the Army-Navy game, that's very important in winning the game. So all game we're trying to get turnovers, just trying to do our best to get the ball. But especially when it started clicking for us, we had to take advantage of it, and that's something that we were able to do. So.
It feels like from quarter one to really the last whistle, you guys were flying around the field, regardless of result. And it feels like as the game went on, that effort and tenacity really paid off for you guys. Kind of talk about what allowed you guys to really just stay at that high level effort from the start of the game until finish.
I think just playing for each other, just being able to, you may be tired, you may, be a little winded, after a long drive, but you look around and you see your brothers working their tail off as well. So just being focused on your mission, on your job, and doing your 1/11th, and then you've trusted your brothers to do their 1/11th every single play. And just, it's a physical game, so you go out there and you play as hard as you can, because you never know when your play will happen. So we were able to get that done, and it's super, it's special in this thing.
So, Landon, the most important play of the game, of the season, considering how important this game is, and they put you in to be the lead blocker. What can you say about that? And is that something, do you do that in practice?
We were practicing it, yes, sir. And I thank Coach Cronick for just trusting me and being able to do that. That's something that we were definitely working on, and it came in clutch and at the very end there. So, yes, thankful to Coach Cronick for just putting his trust in me to go out there on the last very big play of the game and go and finish the job. So.
You got your block?
I got the block. I just pushed whatever was in front of me, so I don't even really remember what was there, but we got the first down.
Landon, do you consider yourself a two-way player in that way?
Yeah, whatever I can do to help the team. So that's really what it is. So they put me out there, running back, D line, whatever I need to do. So.
What was it like for any of you guys? But the ball came out twice in the fourth quarter, and they were recovered. But Brian was telling us, especially in that goal line fumble, man, that ball was on the turf for a long time. What was your guys' advantage, and what was going through your mind as you were watching some of these plays, these close calls?
Seeing that ball come out, it was definitely a shocker. Like, we're that close, but yet so far. But they definitely bounced back, getting that ball back and going to score. And, even though, they had some upsets, we know that as a defense we have their back and they'll have our back no matter what happens.
Gentlemen, you had a particularly dominant second half. Was that a result of discussions at halftime, or did you guys just told to buckle down and won't focus on fundamentals?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Just being able to, know what our job is, and Coach Volker, given his adjustments that he had at halftime, and then us coming out and really sticking to our guns and knowing what our job needs to be and go and dominate and go and do our jobs. Just do your 1/11th and it'll work out and end up working out. So.
Biggest challenge that Army presented you guys in the first half, and how do you feel you responded after halftime? I think you guys held them to 0 for 4 on third down after intermission.
I'll say all week we've been stressing land on top. That was our message that was written on the board. So when we're making tackles, we want to be driving guys, the opposite direction. And I don't think in the first half we really, stuck to that and got the job done. But obviously second half, coming in the locker room, being able to regroup, get our mojo back. I remember, saying to the team, let's get our Memphis swagger back. Let's carry ourselves how we do. And the same way we came out against Memphis in the second half, firing all cylinders, I saw the same thing tonight.
Yeah, and sometimes in games like this, you get a little anxious, right? You get a little, too tight, and just being able to get our swagger back, like Phil just said, just when you go out there and you know that you're going to do your job to the best of your ability, and you're going to have that swag about yourself, that helps, and that definitely helped us in the second half, just knowing who we are and knowing what we can do and going and making it happen. So.
for all three of you. Is there anything that at all compares in life to the feeling when that final whistle goes and you realize you're on top?
Not much. I think that feeling, it's something that every day you walk throughout the Naval Academy, you see Beat Army everywhere on social media, and then just being able to get that done, especially as a senior. My last game, playing in the CIC, it's super special, and being able to get that done for all your classmates, it's super special and truly an honor.
I'll say for that, it's definitely whenever you really start to think about what this game means, and it's not just another football game, what the story is and who you're playing for, you're like, whoa, this is huge, this is pretty awesome. So
On that note, I mean, this senior class, you landed especially, what's it like to kind of, I mean, I know you guys got one game left, but you're sort of hanging up and this is what we accomplished. We had 10-win seasons back-to-back, first time in Navy football history. I mean, what do you feel about that class really defined that achievement for you?
It's an honor for sure, and being able to see all your hard work that you've put in throughout the 4 years that you've been here, it means a lot, and it's super special. I'm thankful to these guys and all the younger guys on our team for putting all the hard work that they've put in to help us accomplish this goal. So it means a lot, and it's very special for sure.
What's it mean to you guys? The score ends up being 10-point difference, where the offense ends up scoring the last 10 points, but it's because of the defense shutting everybody down. What does it mean to you guys to pitch that kind of a shutout down the stretch and then have the offense respond the way they did to book the win?
I think complimentary football is something we've been stressing, all season. And I think, really after South Florida is when I kind of felt like, it was starting to take swing. So for us to know, maybe if we don't get a stop, that the offense can help us out, or maybe, if they turn the ball over, that we can go out and hold people to a field goal instead of a touchdown. It's relieving to know that you play on a team like that where we take care of each other on both sides of the ball.
Anything else for the defensive guys? All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.